Hi, my name's Quinley, and this is my project on developing my leadership. I'm going to be talking about my journey through leadership, what I've learned in this semester so far, and what I've learned throughout this leadership course. First, I have learned that communication and collaboration are so important within leadership. I've learned this through the sports teams that I've been a part of, especially cheerleading. While being part of such a large group, it's so important to communicate with your teammates, and for myself, it was important to communicate with my stunt group. This kept us successful in competitions and practice. I remember any time there were issues within a stunt group, my coaches would always ask, "Have you communicated with each other to improve your stunts?" This can be hard for younger people to understand, but as I got older, I realized how helpful it was and character building within a group. I have also experienced this through meeting all of the notable personalities and individuals that I have been blessed to communicate with in my sorority. Having so many people in my class has shown me how important it is to communicate with everyone to keep people included and involved. I've also learned that emotional intelligence is very important within your leadership. Being strict and to the point while being a leader is important for progress, but it is also important to recognize the emotions that people could be feeling. I think that to be a true leader, you should build a strong personal connection with others for trust and respect. This includes accommodating how people are feeling. This is also important when giving people feedback and taking feedback on your own. It is important to be mature with how you take feedback that people give you. Emotional intelligence can improve the level of communication that you are able to have with others and also improve your ability to understand the emotions that others could be going through. Another core lesson that I have learned is that it is important to stay consistent while building your leadership skills. Leadership skills don't come easy, but staying dedicated to improving them can make a huge difference in your way of leadership. Consistency is important with working with people to build trust, credibility, and stability within a relationship. When leaders are able to live a consistent way of life with their values and the way they interact with others, this allows people to be inspired by them. It shows that the leader is organized with their actions and accountable with their work. I've learned this semester that gaining intelligence while improving my leadership skills is a must. Intelligence is important to allow informed decisions to be made while leading others. I believe that there are new leadership opportunities to pay attention to every day. When I look up to someone, I value their leadership skills for sure, but I also value the knowledge that they demonstrate in everyday life, which they make a part of their leadership skills. Those are the types of people that have the biggest impact on me. I think that demonstrating a strong sense of intelligence is shown by reacting to situations and responding in conversation in a way of having the intelligence to read the room of others involved. I have also learned that building strong relationships with others is very important within leadership. To have a strong relationship is to trust them, to confide in them, to be inspired by them, and to have their best interest at heart. I have found that people that I have strong relationships with are the people that are leaders in my life. I trust the advice that they give me. I also know that the feedback they give me reflects them having my best interest at heart. This is a picture of me and my big in my sorority. She is someone that I consider to be a leader in my life. I have also found that it is important to be aware of the values that you show others in your everyday life. I have found that some may think they support certain values, but would other people around you think the same? It is important to think about how you are showing the values that you support in your everyday life. If you think you're empathetic, how are you showing that? If you think you're kind, how are you showing that? Are you living in a way that will take you to accomplishing your goals? I find this to be a very important question that I try to ask myself every day just to keep myself in check. One of the biggest takeaways I have learned from this course is that your past really does affect your future. It is important to realize that your parents or people that raised you are a huge part of your character. I would say that my biggest impact I've had in my life so far was my journey throughout gymnastics. Of course, my grandparents and parents are a huge part of who I am, but probably not as much as this sport was. Because of starting this sport so young, I learned so much from it in early stages of life. It taught me discipline, to be a perfectionist, to never give up, and to make what is important to me a priority in my life. I also learned to respect myself and others while having a big heart as well. The amazing coaches that I had in gymnastics had a huge impact on me, and I would definitely consider them to be past leaders in my life. Another thing I've taken away from this course is that I have found it crucial to search for the gifts that you've been given in life. Using your true traits will have an effect on the people you surround yourself with, the best decision to make, and more. It is important to use your values when working with people for the benefit of the group. The last thing I've taken away from this course is that leadership is a skill that everyone is capable of. It just takes practice and the knowledge to build your leadership skills.